Hello there guys, Palermo10,000 here, bringing you another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate discussion video, because today we need to discuss the most recent update on the Smash Blog's music page, which has caused a bit of a stir amongst the community, as something unbelievable has happened. Just under a week ago, I made a video on music theory, which was a theory revolving around the Smash blog. Now, before I get into the music theory, if you want a more in-depth look at my music theory, or are curious as to what this video is following, check my original music theory video out in the top right corner, then come back once you've watched it for context's sake. Just a warning though, there are actually two different music theories that have been floating around, not just my own. The first is a music theory regarding unique newcomers that was brought to my attention by @WingedSupernova on Twitter, who states, "Music theory just says that no franchise with a song on the website is getting a unique newcomer in the game. This portion of the theory is a basis for my music theory that I covered in my last video on the topic. My music theory was actually a two-part theory. The first part was that of the franchises shown on the Smash blog, we always get a new music track with unique newcomers for their franchise. That's been a constant with Ridley, Inklings, Isabelle, King K. Rool, and Simon so far. However, at the point of my last video, no franchise had repeat tracks on the website, so many of us were operating under the assumption that franchises would only receive one track on the site, meaning that any franchises currently shown on the site would not have a unique newcomer joining the fight. Part 2 of my theory was regarding composers, and how aside from the main theme, which is in its own league, every updated music track was from a different composer on the Smash Ultimate team. As of right now, the only composer confirmed to have been working on new music who has not been shown in a music track update is Motoi Sakuraba, the composer behind the Golden Sun and Tails series, who was showcased in the August Direct. Now, why is music theory dead? Well, last night we got a new track, and it was from the Fire Emblem franchise, specifically a new remix of Eid Purpose, which was shown off in Chrom's reveal trailer, arranged by Takeshi Kuramochi. Now, in hindsight, this isn't a surprising reveal, as in a recent Famitsu article, Sakurai discussed the music development for Smash Ultimate and stated, "One person in particular worked strangely hard on Fire Emblem's music, so the number of tracks from that series increased as well." On top of this, we also know that Castlevania and Mega Man were extremely popular with the team as well. Links to the article can be found down below. However, with a new Fire Emblem track, that completely breaks my assumption that franchises would only get one new track on the blog. Fire Emblem has two now, which kills the original music theory I was peddling. And with this news, this puts the whole idea of music theory into question when you realize that now there is nothing stopping another Pokemon track, or another Mario track, or another Zelda track from showing up on the blog potentially tied to a character reveal. The option is now there, and thus staunch believers of the original music theory must now consider that the theory is flawed. And with that, every franchise is back in the game, including the ones who have already received music tracks in the past. The most obvious newcomer that music theory blocked, who has been in speculation for some time now, is Incineroar, helped most recently by this update of music theory in more ways than one, as today's stage update was for the wrestling ring, and we all know Incineroar is based on a wrestler and is a grappler-style character. If he isn't getting any new stages, he's certainly getting revealed in that wrestling ring after all. There's a lot of people out there who don't want Incineroar as this new Pokemon rep for understandable reasons. Smash Ultimate, or Smash Special in Japan, has leaned so heavily on fan service with its characters, assist trophies, music, bosses, stages, that a Pokemon from a generation that had, at the time, not been released, would clash heavily with that mentality if we're going by the original project plan being early 2016 at latest. Without generalizing too much, I've personally met more people who have Incineroar as a prediction begrudgingly as opposed to an actual want for the character, and I think we have Vergaben to thank for that, as he is one of the more credible leakers for Smash Ultimate at this time, and has claimed Incineroar, Ken, and a Square Enix rep will make it into the base roster. For those who believe Vergaben's word is gospel, that means Incineroar is coming, and Music Theory no longer blocks this character from being able to appear. But Music Theory being dead isn't always a bad thing, because suddenly newcomers from Zelda, Mario, and Kirby are back in the game. Characters who were badly affected by Music Theory, such as Skull Kid, Geno, Bandana D, and others, are suddenly back in with a shot. It's exciting to think about now that Sakurai has, once again, destroyed everyone's expectations with a simple blog update. The thing with Music Theory, and this relates back to Winged Supernova's version of Music Theory, is that people assumed it was a theory to begin with because franchises were only getting one new music track on the blog for 19 separate updates. We already knew that newcomers were coming with a track on the blog, that made sense, that was obvious. Had Pokemon gotten 2 tracks early on, or franchises had multiple tracks throughout the updates, Music Theory would not have kicked off because Music Theory's big draw was that it promised no updates of music or newcomers from franchises that had already been shown. It was a way of hiding from the Incineroar leak, for example. A lot of people who didn't believe Incineroar wanted to believe in the Music Theory. So, Music Theory is dead. How does that change the speculation scene going forwards? Well, scarily, it does give the boxists and cardists a boost. For those not in the know, those terms refer to the box and card theories, which revolve around placeholder artwork, with people expecting Ken and Incineroar to fill the 2 missing slots both on the box for a special edition of the game, and for the cards that were downloadable and sent out in Japan. Because Incineroar is now back in play, because Music Theory is out of the game, they now have a platform to stand on, as horrific as that sounds. Now, naturally I, as well as many others, are opposed to box and card theory, as I don't want to believe that Ken and Incineroar are our final 2 reveals for this game. It feels like the antithesis of hype, and would probably leave myself and other speculators, Smash fans, and the community in general on a somewhat sour note, as these characters, if they are in, have been leaked months beforehand and are from returning franchises. Personally, I just want to see Nintendo bring in some new first-party IPs to the roster, like they do in every Smash game. For example, in Smash 4, they brought in the Villager with Animal Crossing, Duck Hunt Duo with the Duck Hunt game, quite literally the Wii era with the Wii Fit Trainer and the Miis, Xenoblade Chronicles with Shulk, and Punch-Out with Little Mac, alongside third parties like Mega Man and Pac-Man as well, and that's not even including DLC. With Smash Ultimate, we've got the Inklings for Splatoon, and Simon Belmont for Castlevania with Richter joining the fight, but nothing else. I find it very hard to believe that there are only 2 new franchises that are going to be shown off for Ultimate as playable in the base roster, which is why the last 2 fighters being Ken from Street Fighter, who was DLC for Smash 4, as well as Incineroar, who would boost Pokemon's playable characters to 10, just feels underwhelming in a sense. Obviously, we'd get over that if it was the case, because this game is looking to be the best game in the franchise, but I've always enjoyed how Smash was able to showcase all these different franchises to their audience, and even revive franchises like Kid Icarus. Without Smash, I'd never have tried a Fire Emblem game, I'd never have known about Pikmin or Captain Falcon, I'd never have tried Earthbound or Xenoblade Chronicles. I have a strong appreciation for Smash, allowing me to use the game as a gateway to try out new franchises and find games that I just click with. Which is why 2 new franchises and the rest being returning franchise newcomers just doesn't sit right with me as a consumer. From now until launch, there's potentially 8 more updates on the music track section of the Smash blog. Assuming that they update every week until launch, and assuming we get a direct at some point over the next 2 months, I wouldn't be surprised to get 2 unique newcomers, and thus 2 of the 8 tracks we've got left will be specifically for those newcomers, be it old or new franchises. I do feel we've got new franchises left to reveal though. The magic of going on to the music track on August 8th and seeing that Castlevania logo, that can't be the only time Smash Ultimate gives us that thrill. That is why I oppose the boxists and the cardists, because those theories kill speculation and deny us the enjoyment of a final 2 months of Smash hype. Sakurai did state recently in his last Famitsu article, which has been translated by the wonderful team at Source Gaming, links to their article and YouTube channel down in the description, if you were thinking that we'd just be dropping a bunch of newcomer trailers all the way up until release, you'd be sorely mistaken. We may have gone a little bit overboard up until now, so we're going to slow our pace from here on out. So reveals will potentially slow down, and if we include Echo Fighters into the mix, I still think we're getting around 5 newcomers left, 3 unique and 2 echoes, but I can't predict when they'd show up. Assuming the direct is next month, I could see a November 7th or 14th direct, with the music for 2 newcomers going up that week and the week after. So if it was the 7th, the music for the 2 newcomers would be on the 7th and the 14th. And if it was the 14th, the music would be on the 14th and the 21st. That's 2 tracks covered, leaving 6 tracks left, and as I said, I feel we could be getting 3 unique newcomers, so one of those tracks could be dedicated to whatever unique newcomer comes along, possibly from a returning franchise. So there's only 5 tracks left. We've still got rather large gaps in terms of franchises without music, Kid Icarus, Xenoblade, and Earthbound being the major missing franchises, so to speak. I could see the rest being new franchises and repeats depending on the newcomers we get, and I do really believe we'll get new IPs because if Korokoro's stage update from a while back is to be believed, there's still 5 stages that are currently being kept from us, and if you want my speculation as to those 5 stages that I think could show up, check out my older video on the Korokoro magazine link, which you can find in the card in the top right corner. It's interesting, really. Music theory is kinda dead, but speculation is stronger than ever, and I want to hear your thoughts. How many tracks do you think we'll get relating to unique newcomers in the next 8 weeks? Will we see any new IPs, or do you guys think we'll just be lounging with returning franchises until launch? And of course, what music do you guys want to most see appear on the blog? Get creative, I want some out there choices for new Smash music. Thank you everyone for watching though, I hope you guys enjoyed my little rambling here. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more Smash and gaming content every single day. If you haven't already, consider checking out my Discord. We have an awesome community there, there's an entire section of the Discord dedicated to Smash, and we're a pretty chill group. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.